Wow, holy crap! 10. 3 sub points.
Okay. So Leon does not see this. Both of you also roll hearing as well. Perception hearing 2 as well.
I gotta focus on that, so...
Elf stuff. Whoa!
Okay, that's a
12, 16.
16 with 3
Okay. Okay, so Leon completely is oblivious to this. However, Tyrion, while you guys are in your conversation, you start hearing this buzzing noise, which doesn't really, affect your conversation immediately because, you're in a carnival and there's bugs around, that's sure. But you very slowly, at the corner of your eye, see something flying, and you manage to catch a sight of what looks like a dragonfly. But it's a weird dragonfly that glitters in the sun, almost like it's a jeweled dragonfly. And you're able to catch a sight of it just as it lands on your arm. And are you gonna shoot it away, bat it away?
I'm gonna look at it. I'm just gonna let it stand. I'm gonna look at it. Is it just a normal dragonfly, or is it a very special?
It does not look normal. Like I said, its body sparkles in the sun, and it's the best way I could describe it is almost looks like it's jeweled, but it's not made of jewels. It's unlike any bug that you've ever seen before.
I just kind of look at it, raising an eyebrow, and I kind of whisper, Sam? Sorry, Leon. What's Sam? Leon. My bad. I messed up the character.
Who's Sam?
Who's Sam? Leon?
Someone in the back yell, "Hey!"
Take a look here.
Interesting. He's gonna pull out a little notebook and start scrolling down a note or two. It looks like a dragonfly, but not like anything I've ever seen.
No, it's not natural. It's glittering, but it doesn't have any jewels on it. And
do you have a vial or something? He pulls out a little bit of cloth, trying to capture it.
Yeah, as you're trying to find a vial, that's when Tyrion, you feel a bite into your flesh. You feel a bite as it looks like the dragonfly stung you or bit you. And almost immediately, the dragonfly turns into this sparkly mist. Its body turns into mist, and it kind of goes through the break in your skin into your body.
I don't just go, what the?
Leon face falls.
What in the?
And as soon as that happens, you feel a little bit of an itchiness in your arm, as if you normally would after getting a bug bite.
That looks magical. Can I try to study it and use a cunning arcane?
Sure.
Cool. Or can I use research? Haha.
Yeah, you can use research. What do you get?
That is...
And 15.
15, yeah.
Through the research that you've had at the Circle, you've never heard of anything like this, like magical bugs or enchanted bugs. That's something you've never come upon before.
Oh no. So, good news, you don't seem to have died, so, haha.
No.
Bad news, I have no idea what this is. Maybe I should try some, magical healing, but then magic plus magic leads to unexpected circumstances, so it's up to you.
Okay, and is it bleeding? Or is it just it's been sealed shut?
No, it's not bleeding. That's the thing, it bit you, but there's no blood.
It's like an insect
there's no
bite.
blood.
It's like an insect bite. Yeah, I just go,
Yeah.
What? Okay. I kind of look around a bit and say, alright, first of all, is this our imagination or is it actually true? Because this looks like something out of some book or something like that. Or magical tome in their circles.
So, One thing I've learned about magic is you never can really tell, especially with the fade. It just sort of happens, and then you have to decide whether it's actually real or not. We can try. I've got a dagger. You could try digging it out, and then I could heal the wound. But
Meanwhile,
actually, question mark. Did it go through my bandages? Actually, because my arm is bandaged up.
yes.
Yeah. So
Yes.
so actually, probably Leon would see like I just remove like a bit of the bandage, and you would see like there's a like on even though there's like the mark, there's like a couple of scars you can see like
Sure.
light, but they're there.
Sure.
man,
At this point, I'm imagining my entire thinking. See, you should have taken the prune juice. You should have taken the prune juice.
I should have.
The carnival demon got you.
Carnival
The
demon.
carnival demon got me. I'm marked.
He speaks to dragonflies.
Oh,
You have to mow all the lawns.
does Leon remember the bite? Because didn't he get a bite on?
He did. He
On
felt something.
yeah.
You remember a buzzing, and then you kind of went like that. Yep, you do feel it.
his face sort of pales, and he's like, "Oh no," because now that he's seen something like that, he's like, "Oh no," because usually a bug bite would not make you remember anything like that, but after seeing some magical bug bite,
Do I see you pale? Do I see you like pale?
probably. Is there a mark? Like where he got bug bit? Is there like a little magical
Yeah,
mark
there's
or
like a-
something?
Yeah, there's it's like a bump, you normally would get from like a mosquito bite.
Okay, I'm going to be like, okay. So he's going to like reflexively sort of like.
Yeah, there's a bump
rub
there.
Okay. Can you
You
check
okay?
the back of my neck? His like fingers like shaking.
Turn
a
him
bit.
around.
I also felt a bug bite not too long ago.
Do I see it?
Yeah, you can see it. You can see it.
Oh yes, you do have a bite. And I kind of look. I look at mine. Is it sort of similar in size?
I would say so.
Okay, I turn around again. You do have a bite, yes. And it definitely looks almost similar to my bite mark here. So
we're cursed, is what you're saying.
maybe your demon story is actually true, and these dragonflies are the old men you've been talking
No.
to. You should not have invented him. Otherwise,
I don't want to mow lawns for all eternity. No.
Well, if there's someone to blame, it's you.
Oh no. Well, at least we're cursed together, so we'll share a fate. Haha, I'll drag you down with me.
Do we hear this?
I would like for the other three PCs to roll perception hearing. All three PCs, other PCs. So, Darethim, you both see and hear this. So you hear the tail end of this conversation. You hear somebody ranting about, I don't want to mow lawns. I guess we're both cursed now. You'll hear cursed and all that good stuff. And visually, you will also very clearly see these two like random people with this ginormous pink griffin that's hard to miss.
Yeah.
You know what, to be fair, I feel like the two Pasha and Tommy would both Pasha and Rousseau would both see the griffin as well, but maybe not like linger on it as much. They'll
I
notice.
just kind of look over and point. Pasha, is it
Yes?
normal for two young men to have a pink griffin and talk about being cursed and mowing lawns?
No, I don't think that is.
Curse?
They
The
were
pink
saying they
griffin, maybe, but
were saying they were cursed or something.
ooh. Can carnivals curse people? Is that a thing?
Not in my knowledge.
Nathan shakes his head. No, definitely not.
Huh. Well, that's very.
Theme is like magical or something.
And this does not appear to be magical.
Maybe they saw a fortune teller and the fortune teller told them they were cursed?
Can are Tyrion and Leon still like kind of like looking at them?
I will say so. You'll notice that. They definitely are acting very weird, like very peculiarly. So I guess at this point you'll notice, just because this behavior is not normal for them to just be like, hey, you want to look at my bump? You know.
Is it a nice size bump? I'm a little self-conscious.
I'm just cautious about the back of my neck, right
Whatever
there.
this
You know?
art is, the name of it is. Can you look at my bump?
Yeah, because
Yes. It's a little tender right now, don't you think?
Oh,
Yeah, rub it just like that. Oh, yeah.
oh no.
We don't even have bomb here yet. Come on.
Yeah.
Pressure
I learned a few
monster.
You know.
I like to think at this point I'd just be walking back from after putting him back on the ride. What did I just walk in on?
Apparently, a bunch of cursed people. I don't know.
What, those two with the pink griffin over there?
Yes, the one squirming.
He is indeed squirming.
You hear, come on, calm down. What are you doing? Maybe we're cursed, maybe we're not. But whatever this is not normal.
So, hear me out. We could amputate your arm. See if that helps. But I don't want to lose my head, so...
I mean,
Would we have heard like the amputate part?
Yes,
At this point?
yes,
Okay,
yes.
At this point, I'm just gonna walk over.
Pasha's hurting.
Gotta move.
Everyone.
Let's go.
at this moment,
He'll trail a little behind. He's more morbidly curious.
Sure, go ahead.
all right, look, we're gonna look, if we're gonna amputate, like, I can do it, I'm skilled enough, and you know it. Okay, maybe you don't know it, but...
And then I can heal you afterwards. It'll be good, it'll be fine. We'll find someone to rejuvenate your arm, it'll be fine.
At this point, I'll just put my arm on like one shoulder each of them and be like, what are you two talking about?
I jump a bit. No.
Nothing. Yes, nothing.
I'm pretty sure you said amputate and like magic, and why do you have a giant pink griffin?
I won it from the carnival games. Yes. Mm-hmm.
Can I use my investigation focus
Yes.
to see if he's lying?
Yes.
Can I do it? That was shifty as fuck.
Do I have to do a deception roll?
Yes, you do. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. Opposed.
11.
Oh shit.
16?
16. Oh, yeah.
And stunt points is higher for Leon, so.
17.
Stun points is higher. Stun points is higher for Leon. Okay.
17.
Leon
yeah.
has 17.
Hi.
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead. Continue.
Okay.
Right. You won it.
Yes. We were just about to go look at the carousel.
Yes. We haven't. I'm showing him around, and we were looking at carousel because we're interested in however it's powered up.
That seems like quite the leap from you need to cut off my arm.
We're performing for a sideshow. Yes. We're clowns. You see.
Really? I love clowns. The dwarf says.
Well, I'm a talented knife thrower, and we're trying to figure out if there's any way to amputate someone's arm without having to, make it look invisible, make it look like a show.
Yeah. We were thinking about magic, but magic didn't go well with the focus group, so,
Yeah.
Can Pasha grab Tyran's arm?
Dude,
Get that, so
Yes.
she's just gonna no.
I was like, whoa, hold up, lady, and I'm gonna try to break away quickly.
You have to go with it.
I'm gonna try to break away quickly.
Isn't Pasha out of character dressed in purple right now?
Okay, what is Pasha's colour? It's like a bluish
Green,
purple with
Bluish
like
purple. Yeah. All right. So yes. Just pointing it out there.
As she tries to go for my hand, I'm just gonna try to dodge away quickly. As I see that coming.
I would probably say that when she grabs a hold of your arm, you might get a flashback of Amarin or Amarin doing the same thing. Yeah.
At that moment, I'm just gonna get away. Whoa! What are you doing?
we have to roll to see if you
Opposed
can
strength. Yeah.
Strength, dexterity, or
Sure. Opposed strength and versus dexterity. Your Pasha's strength versus Tyrion's dexterity. Opposed.
wow. Yep. No, that's a no bueno for me. That's a 13 for me.
And that's an 8, 14, I think.
remember, yeah, and again, remember your
15.
region advantages and disadvantages
Yep.
because you're in the water
Yeah.
region. Remember that too.
Ooh.
Your bonuses.
It's just. Alrighty.
I get no benefits or disadvantages because
Right.
I just have a
Right.
plus 1 to strength and a -1 to
Okay.
more damage, but yeah.
All right. So I think you keep a hold of Tyrion, and Tyrion's probably very uncomfortable by
Yeah.
this.
I just like.
Could I?
Hey, what are you doing?
Asha,
Like,
let him go. He seems very jumpy towards that.
What was Dominic trying to say? I'm sorry.
I was just trying. Could I like notice if the reaction is just like, because I have been a slave myself. Could I like recognize
Yeah.
that in the?
Without even rolling, I'll say yes.
I'll like I won't put my hand on, but I'll like mention to Pasha.
Pasha, let him go.
she lets him go. Just bam.
And what you were touching was like a wrist, like the entire arm was bandaged up.
Yeah.
Just
And he turns to Darthan turns to Tyr and says,
I'm sorry, she's a bit forceful. Hope it didn't bring up any bad memories.
sorry. Yeah. My apologies for acting out rationally. It's just different. It feels odd when someone tries to grab your hand. My apologies, and I give like a bow to Pasha, and you notice Derek is a very Tevinter like bow.
"Yeah." Pasha probably noticed like they have similar bows.
Pasha, she returns the bow, not quite like a bow, but like a little like knee bend, and she'll say, "I'm terribly sorry if I hurt you. That wasn't my intention. However, if your arm is damaged in some way, then surely you should get that seen to rather than make up some story about clowns."
I look at Leon. Should we just?
He's a doctor.
I am a doctor, but this is just something out of my scope of knowledge.
Yeah, mm-hmm.
So there aren't clowns? Rosie asks.
Wait,
I
there are
best-
clowns.
I think it's best we introduce ourselves. My apologies. Tyrion Seedoff. I can give a bow. I'm the attending doctor around here of the carnival.
And I'm Leon Faust. Currently just, exploring.
Oh, well, pleased to meet you. My name is Nathan. I'm Rosie.
Yes, I'm Rousseau.
Pasha.
And Darthan will also give that bow again, a little less formally. Tyrion auto notices.
Yeah, it's like.
Dare them.
Alright, I just look at that, like give a nod. Our apologies, we seemed weird in the middle area, but
You were telling about curses and had that.
And I point to the pink griffin.
It's the curse of the carnival ghost.
think
We get it, Leon.
I think they'll get it. That's not the point of what's going on. Something just happened, and let's say kind of freaked us out a bit. Our apologies.
We were heckled by some bugs.
Heckled? Pasha, how she's saying it, it's like, I don't know what this word means.
When a-
it's like a...
Disturbed by.
Ah,
Yeah.
how disturbing could these bugs be?
Well, they sort of bit us, and then,
Yeah.
but not like bugs should.
They bite and then they disappear. And they leave a bit of an
Are you
odd
sure?
scratch.
Are you sure you didn't just blink? They tend to be fast.
It's a little hard when they melt.
Yeah. Yes. And you see I'm scratching like a bit of, a little bit where the mark is, and everyone could probably see, as I remove the bandages, everyone could see like the bumped up mark on the arm with a couple of slight scars over there also.
Question: Would all of us have the same kind of bump that we would have like recognized like out of character?
Pasha would, because her bite is fresh.
But it's also on her back, so she can't see it.
You can't see it, but if you ever reach back there, you can feel it. I would say Rousseau and Darethim would not have such a thing.
Mine was a few millennia ago, so yeah.
Yeah, mine was an undisclosed amount of time ago.
Right. You would not have. It would not have. Yeah.
I was just gonna say, Pasha probably like frowns at this and kind of reaches round to the small
feel
of
it.
her back, and she's like, and she's gonna turn her back so that they can see, and she's kind of like, does it look like this?
Can we look at it?
I get for reference, Pasha's wearing like a sari, so her midriff is
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
exposed, so she just moved like the panel a little bit from her back, so you could see where the
Mm-hmm.
thing
Is it the
was.
same bump that's from with mine and Leon?
Huh.
Mm-hmm. It is.
Seems like we've met with the same misfortune you have.
Yeah.
Could I make a cunning or some sort of check to like see if any of this in my memory would recognize
Sure.
something?
Yeah. Go ahead. Tell me what you get.
I get the +1 because I'm in a non-region, so that is a 9, 11, 14.
I'm gonna say no.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say no.
Well, Pasha, I'm sorry to say, but you were bitten by some sort of glittering dragonfly.
That's odd. It didn't feel like a bite. It felt more like an electric shock.
Still, though, these butterflies were not butterflies, dragonflies were weird. They glittered in the sun, even though they have no such thing as jewels, and they, well, when they bite you, they disappear you.
I'd have
That
to
is
do
very.
Any lingering effect other than the bump?
I wouldn't say so. I wouldn't say you felt any differently.
doesn't feel like there's any effect afterwards, but it's hard to tell, as most things don't sort of melt into your skin.
Yeah, it's still freaked us out a bit, so apologies. That's just what we had. My friend over here thinks it's maybe hocus magic or whatever, but
Well,
I'd have to do more research.
bugs and things is generally not mundane.
By the way that Darethim sort of speaks about magic, could I sort of clue in that maybe he's got a spark of magic in him?
There's a staff.
Oh, well, okay, there's the big red flag.
I mean, to anyone else it would look like a walking stick, but to Leon, you're like, that's a staff.
That's a staff. Yeah, because Leon has a staff as well.
Yeah, this one is, you can see it's cleverly disguised as like it's gnarled and more wooded, but it's to you clearly a focus on a staff.
I see. Do you want to pool our knowledge together and try to figure out this debacle?
Pool our knowledge.
He sort of, gestures to the staff on both ends.
I look up at the rest of the other party who aren't mages and I go, what are they talking about?
I have no clue, Nathan says.
Me neither.
Same.
He sees the Darethim's sort of playing dumb, so he's gonna continue
Well, if
on.
we have no other options, I guess the amputate method seems appropriate. I'm just gonna flip open my jacket and start reaching for something.
I'd like to keep my head. He sort of rubs his neck furiously.
His is on his neck, and let's just say for now this could have been just our imaginations for now, or it could be just a simple bug bite, but still it's something we have to look at later.
Well, you did say it melted into your skin.
You are right. I don't know how much I would love to lose my hand, especially soon after the kind of point at the big top, as the carnival might be starting up soon, maybe, or the attractions, at least.
It is actually at that point that the ringleader, the great, magnificent Ignaldo, is making his way towards you, and Master Ignaldo says, Tyrion, my dear boy, there you are.
Ah, Master Gnolto, what brings you the pleasure to come here?
I just wanted to inform you that we are actually about to begin the show at the Big Top. And from what I've been told by the Broma brothers, you are going to be debuting your first act.
Yes, because we don't want Dry again to injure his brothers, so we don't want that again.
I'm sure that would be very much appreciative. Oh, and you've made friends.
Yes, these are a couple of, I guess you could say, recent acquaintances, so to speak. Here's a good old friend of mine, Leon. Similar to my profession, actually, doctor. And these are a couple of other people I've just met. Derathon,
Wow.
Russo, Pasha, Nathan.
When he says my name, I'm gonna slowly just take my hand off my belt, like I wasn't doing anything.
Nathan, Rosie, and at the point the boy, but oh wait, but the boy's not there, so it's just them. And I'm gonna go. There's some couple of acquaintances. Sorry, my apologies. I will get to preparing for what is needs to be done.
Well, welcome! A friend of Tyrion's is a friend of mine. Allow me to introduce myself. My name is the great, magnificent Master Ignaldo. Have you all been having a wonderful time, I hope?
Yes.
Yes.
Very much so. Your Beastmaster is a very good fellow.
Athon, yes. He does very good work, and he takes care of the animals super well. You actually can see him with his act with some of the beasts and animals that we have. And it'll be at this point that Balin actually returns, and he'll actually chime in and say, "Oh boy, an animal act? Yes, my dear boy, an animal act. Do you want to see the show?" "Yes, I do. Oh, Daddy, can we see the show, please?"
I'm just gonna give a slow nod, like, yeah, that's what we came for.
Oh, excellent. Please, we probably will be starting in the next 15 minutes or so. So gather around. We would love to see you as you are amazed. It is a life-changing event for the whole family.
Derathon raises an eyebrow.
You don't see it though.
Come, Tyrion. We should go and prepare you backstage.
Yes, I will. One moment, sir. And I kind of look at everyone. Says, if you can excuse me, please. I will see you all later, hopefully.
Break a leg.
Good luck.
I will
to you.
not. Thank you very much, Derathon. I give him the Deventer look. I give him like a Deventer like slight nod, and
All right.
to leave. And as I go, I tell the master. Also, give a heads up. Me and Ty are a bit. Someone has told him some weird ghost stories.
What? Ghost stories? To my and Ty, they are very gullible. Hopefully, they're all right.
They asked for some prune juice from Narca. Some sort of defense mechanism against this demon. Let's just say they're slightly out of the action for a bit until they get calmed down.
Is this supposed to be some sort of constipation demon or something?
I tell them, well, if that happens, I will see if I have any medical things on that. If that happens, yikes.
Wow.
Everyone be terrified of the fearful constipation demon.
Constipation
Most deadly of them all.
of them all. All right. So the sun is not quite setting, but it's late afternoon. It'll be evening shortly, but there's going to be a show that's going to be appearing in the Big Top, and most of the people are starting to gather inside of the big tent. First of all, does everyone of the PCs in Enchantaran, do they attend the event, or do they kind of stay back? I'm curious. Rosie's probably going to turn to Derathon and says, "You want to see the show?"
Sure.
Excellent! And then she'll, grab a hold of your hand.
And then, if I can make the check before she does, I'll try to just quickly, bring it out of her grasp.
Sure.
And just...
Burn.
Oh, sorry.
That's okay.
She says. So I guess all of you will make your way into the tent.
Yep. Throwing Balin over my shoulders.
Pasha's trying to get good seats.
Sure. Why don't you go ahead and use your communication roll to try to
Would that be I do have communication leadership. Can I
Yes,
try it?
leadership. Yes, use leadership. Yes.
Lead us to victory.
Okay,
Wow!
Ooh,
that is
it's like
17, 18, 20.
Okay,
That's
so you are somehow able to finagle some front row seats somehow.
yes.
And you will be able to have a clear view. Balin is so excited, and she says, "Oh, Miss Pasha, thank you so much for taking the seats."
Oh, no worry at all, my dear. And she's passing out cookies from her box, like, for the show. Everyone, have
Meanwhile,
some.
Darren is just like trying to go as far into himself as he can to like be as far away from everybody around him as possible.
So Balin is actually going to plop himself right next to Daretham, actually. So he's basically in between you and his dad.
Okay.
Come on, Daretham, chip up. You're gonna miss the show.
It's alright.
Look.
I can see a lot from here.
Well, sure, put a lot of money. We'll put a lot of effort into getting us these seats. At least be respectful.
I am. I'm worrying about all of you.
Why?
The skin condition's a little infectious.
I don't see how that would affect your posture.
I'm at least...
And he like will go up a little bit and will still try to, especially from Balin, edge away from the kid.
Okay. After a little while, the show finally begins, and Master Ignaldo emerges from the center. And I'm assuming they have they don't have electricity, obviously, but they probably have some torch system where they can show spotlights and stuff in some fashion. And he will say, "Ladies and gentlemen, boys, girls of all ages, welcome to the greatest show here on this side of Thetis. I am Master Ignaldo, and I will be your guide as we take a trip, as we explore the vast wonders of the world, as we entertain and amaze all of you in delight." And as soon as he says that, some like colorful, like fireworky pyrotechnic starts to like flare out, and you start seeing like the members of the show emerge, and they all have like very bright costumes, very intricate. This is in Tevan, so their costumes have very like very flamboyant, ostentatious character of them. And right now the Broma brothers are backstage, and they're trying to get Tyrion to fit into their uniforms, but it's made for dwarves. But so it's not. So I think Dry is just trying to pull your pants up, and it says, "I know that I've gained a few pounds, but come on, Tyrion, these maybe these pants can be shorts instead for you."
For damn sake, Dry, can I just get my own usual clothes and just give me some costumes that I can wear at least? They don't fit me.
Well, I guess. Sure, but we need to put something on you just to make you look more showy.
Ooh.
Here, how about this hat? And he's going to put this really ostentatious, flamboyant Antivan hat on your head. It's like made of silk, and it's a very bright magenta purple.
I just look at it and go, why is everyone giving me purple?
Yeah, purple doesn't look good on you. But it's what we have, so...
Fine, I guess I'd try. Is there like a purple scarf I guess I could use?
He says, I guess this will do, and it's not a purple scarf. It's more like a purple like hand towel. Like that you can probably turn into an ascot or something. Yeah. I guess. I just like. All right, and I like try to. I'm using my clothes. I'm trying to make them a bit more wriggly. I more look like a traveler of sorts. Not traveler, but more like a presentable. I look different. I look odd. And I say, okay, here goes nothing. All right. So you go out, you go into the pageantry, everyone files in. The crowd, is applauding, and are very entertained. And I'm going to say that Nathan's going to point out to Basha. Oh, look, there's that young man Tyrion over there. Wow, look at that hat. It's very purple.
It
she
is.
says.
I really don't think purple suits him.
No, I don't think so, but don't tell him that.
I'd like to think slightly over in RC. I'm like, ugh, now that's a crime.
I object. I was gonna say Rosie says. I just wanted to say that. I always wanted to say that.
So I'm gonna have to give some grief to Tyrion when I see him next. So
The first act begins, and it is actually the animal and beast act, and so the Beastmaster comes out, Beastmaster Athon, and he does all these tricks with various creatures, jumping through hoops, getting them to balance on stack on top of each other. There's this actually really impressive point where he actually gets some challah, and the challah form like a pyramid, and he hops on top and balances. He does this thing where he gets on the very top of the pyramid, and then he balances himself upside down with one arm on the back of the challah, and people are oohing and eyeing at this feat. And then Mai and Tai actually come out, and they actually do some, I want to say they're contortionists, and which is really interesting, a conjoined twin contortionist, but they're very flexible, and they're actually able to do very sometimes uncomfortable feats with their bodies that make some people cringe, but at the same time it's also fascinating. They're very the way they're double jointed and are able to do all these little tricks and stuff. The Broma brothers are up, and they start doing their act first. They're gonna go first before they bring Tyrion out, and they do their standard. So Tumble starts he starts juggling swords, and then Tyrion probably has seen this a few times, and he still can't believe it. But Spin does his dance of death, where he lights his pants on fire, and somehow he survives without any major burns. And then
can I nudge Dareth and be like, he's going down?
Yeah, that's totally safe. I would know.
And then I think for Dry, he does a brief trapeze, a trapeze routine, which also seems to amaze the folks. Then the Broma brother says, "For one night and one night only, we would like to introduce to you to our newest Broma brother, our adopted Broma brother, so to speak, the Broma brother from another mother, Tyrion Seedoff." There is an applause.
Can you please come out strutting?
And I'm gonna say Rosie's probably gonna hoot, "Woo, Tyrion! Woo!"
So full of confidence.
I just kind of watch and I wince a little in sympathy.
Tyrion is going to do a brand new act, which is the throwing knife act. We will need a volunteer from the audience. Ooh.
Oh no.
Let's have a volunteer from the people right up front, he says, pointing to the group of you PCs and NPCs on the front row. Are any of you PCs going to volunteer? Just out of curiosity.
Daretham wants to, but he also really doesn't, because he knows what's going to happen, and if he gets hurt, it's going to be a bit obvious. So
Leon's gonna look at these kind folks. It's gonna look at Maya and Ty. It's gonna be like, all right, I can do this. We can do. Okay.
Before you say that, I want to stand up immediately.
Oh,
We all stand up, like we all volunteer.
do all of you volunteer?
Daretham doesn't.
Daretham doesn't. So 3 of you volunteer? Alright, so then, if that's true, then the Bromo brothers say, looks like we have 3 volunteers. Tyrion, how about it? 3 targets.
I do not mind. I can do 3 targets easily without any issue. Though,
Alright.
Unless they don't want to have accidents. Do not worry. I will keep them safe. And I pull out my head, and in my head I had embedded like my knives, and I just pull out from my head a couple of like throwing knives, and I pull like 3 out and like embed them back in the hat. Put that back on.
Would all 3 of you please enter the ring?
Before I go, I want to hand Balin a card, like, give this to the boss if I get hurt.
He says, okay, Daddy, you can do it though. You can do it. I know you can.
Yep, yes I can.
Yay, Daddy!
Pasha's gonna give Nathan her box of cookies and be like, look after these for me.
Good luck.
Who's sitting next to Leon? Is it Rosie or Nathan who's closer?
Either one you want. Who do you want to be close to? Which one?
He sees that Pasha's giving Nathan the box of cookies, so Leon gives him the griffin and says, take care of, to be decided now.
Puniside! 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 Did you say something?
No.
Bunny side?
No. A lot of people say quickly, like, runs out.
Alright, so the 3 volunteers go up to the ring, they'll line you up. I'm gonna say they'll put Rousseau in the middle, and then Leon and Pasha on either side. They will now blindfold the 3 of you. Ooh. We will now place an apple on each of these volunteers' heads.
Why is it the head? Why is it the head?
I look over to Rosie.
Is it the head?
I'm very, very nervous. And you can see that Rosie's very focused on this. She seems really worried about it.
Leon sees the blindfold and sort of whispers to himself, great, now I won't see death.
Tumble, Spin, and Dry, they chuckle. And they're going to continue putting the apples, and you can hear my entire call out, don't worry, sir, at least you're protected from the carnival demon.
It's gonna give like a little thumbs up.
I'd like to think I have to kneel so they can put my blindfold on.
Yeah. Alright, so Tyrion, take it away. You have your 3 volunteers.
Volunteers, yes. I kind of look at all of them, and I'm kind of look at the crowd. For my spectacle, 3 knives, and only 3, will be going to the apples without harming the individuals. What will happen? Will I accidentally stab one of them by accident? Or will I manage to smash the apple without any issue? Do not worry though, if they're harmed, they will be helped. And I will pull out my hat, and I'm going to pull out the 3 knives. I'm going to toss the hat into the air, and I toss it to the main front, like one of the one of the other PCs or NPC who's still standing in the main front.
It's like laps, and it like goes into Daretham's lap, and he just kind of looks down.
No, it just lands on his hood.
It lands right on top of the hood.
Do any of the volunteers react when he says, if they do get hurt, they'll be helped?
I'm just,
Do any of you react?
I'm gonna mutter under my breath, not helping.
Leon's gonna think in his head, it's okay, I can heal myself, it's fine.
Daretham looks at Tyrion and he just kind of don't, just dip, no, don't. He use slave sign language or something to just be like, dude, shut up and just get going.
I just give him a wink.
Pasha's gonna whisper under her breath to Ruta, like, you know, I've seen a rather similar style of execution in
Great.
Thanks.
Any last words? The Broma brothers ask the volunteers. Any last words?
The cookies were delicious.
The crowd laughs at that.
Yep.
Yes, we're selling them at my stall. You'll hear one of them saying, "Come buy some during intermission."
Daretham looks at Rosie and just goes,
How common are deaths at carnivals?
I've never been to one, so
Shit.
I have no idea.
With the 3 knives, and I'm gonna take one knife. I'm gonna first look straight at who's left.
I'll say left for Leon.
I gotta look at Leon. I'm gonna whisper. All right, just like you were training for. You can do this. You've been training with this life. And then I close my eyes, open up, and then I go into like pull back, and then I throw.
All right.
Speed.
Go ahead, throw your attack roll.
Can I use my reaction to aim? Get a +1.
Yes, you can.
So
Yes, you
7
can.
total. Alrighty. Alright, first one, Leon! Ooh, that is a 13. Oh, wait, no, that's a 13.
That's 12.
17. 17 to hit.
17. Nice. All right. The throwing knife flies through the air, and you hear a poof as it makes in contact right dead center of the apple. The apple flies off of Leon's head, and we'll say that they're standing right in front of like a wooden board or something, and it just impales the apple onto the board, and some of the juice actually starts to pour down the board. And Leon, you feel the apple leave your head as you hear the pump against the board, and the crowd starts to applaud.
And in his head, he's doing like, yes, didn't die.
Well, that was the short one. Let's look at the taller one, or tallest. I wonder which one's taller.
Tallest one.
Solid.
Who is the taller one? I think it's still Rousseau.
Yeah, I'm 6'5".
Let's hope I don't miss those horns. And kind of aiming for that, pull back and just throw with speed.
The things I do for my boy.
Oh, okay. All right, that's an
That's
18.
better.
19.
Nice. Same thing. Smoothly, the apple strikes the apple. Boom, it hits the board, and actually, it's the apple splits in half as it hits the board and falls to the ground. And the crowd begins to cheer again.
This whole time, Daretham is like the not cheering. He's like, I'm only gonna cheer when all 3 are done.
And then suddenly the crowd starts going, blindfold Tyrion, blindfold Tyrion,
Oh no!
blindfold Tyrion, blindfold Tyrion. The Broma brothers don't say anything. They look at Tyrion and see how he responds to the crowd.
As I hear this, I look around. I look over at Tumble and Dry. No, sorry, Tumble and Spin. The crowd asks for it. I must entertain.
Pasha, what happens to you? What happens when you hear this? You're not seeing any of it, but you're hearing it. So
Just the words, Pasha will remember this.
all right.
Daretham is having a panic attack in his seat.
So at this point, Nathan's kind of leans towards Rosie and Daretham, and he says, "Maybe we're gonna end up having a lot more cookies after this." And the Broma brothers, I'm gonna say Dry goes up to Tyrion and he's gonna blindfold him, and then he'll give Tyrion a pat on the back, and he says, "Good luck, brother.
Thank you.
Make us proud."
I think under her breath, Pasha does start, Marashakra, and then just very quietly, just cueing that.
Yes.
Remember.
Yes,
your training.
Tyrion. Don't disappoint us now. We don't want to disown you this early.
I say, will I manage to do this? Will I fail horribly? Pull back, remembering where she was, remembering the head, trying to pinpoint there, and then the hand goes forward. The dagger leaves the fingers, and the dagger goes, and if I can use Platonic
If
Clasp,
this is how Pasha dies.
It'd be a very
without
high.
aiming, that is
Yeah.
a 16 with 3 stun points.
Okay. Would you like to do something with those stun points?
Ooh. Oh.
Can you do anything with those stun points?
You know what? I'm going to try and stay aware with my 1 stun point to try to see if I hear correctly, if like the way it's going is correctly, if I know I hit without like having to use my blindfold or removing it. That's my 1.
Okay.
And my other 2 stun points. What I will do is I'm going to use 2 stun points for skirmish as I do a roll on the ground after I throw.
All right.
Knife.
You will do a roll on the ground. As you start to roll on the ground with your other stun point, your heart sinks a little bit because you're not super confident that you were able to roll or throw accurately enough to actually strike the apple properly. So at this moment, you're just kind of praying that if you miss, hopefully you miss and not hit her.
Yeah.
If you do miss, but you do your roll, the knife spins around the air. I would like for Daretham to roll a perception scene, please. Daretham, roll a perception scene.
That's my say where I roll. I did not see what happened, so I do not know what's going on as I roll later.
That's a 10-14.
At the corner of your eye, so you're watching what's happening on stage, but just at the corner of your eye, you can't help but notice that Rosie kind of starts wiggling her fingers a little bit, and you see a bluish aura, like kind of energy, a bluish energy aura coming from her, right as the knife is about to strike towards Pasha's direction, or the knife is about to strike towards Pasha's direction. But shortly after it leaves Tyrion's hands, you hear the sound of a knife hitting the apple, and it actually hits the apple and does sort of like a loop-de-loop in the air before it strikes the board. And for a split second, there's silence, but when the crowd realizes what just happened, there's like a huge like applause. Everybody's on their feet, screaming the loudest, and they're yelling, "Tyrion! Tyrion! Tyrion!"
I get rid of the blindfold, like, and I just kind of put my hand up, and I put my hands up, and thus the volunteers have survived and got a free apple out of it. So, bon appetit! Throw the blindfold in the air.
The Roma brothers immediately all go up to Tyrion, and then they like put them on his shoulders and they like throw him up on the air. It says, "Yeah, honorary Roma brother, we're so proud of you. We knew you could do it, man. Oh yeah, 100% confidence."
As that happens, Daretham kind of comments over the Rosie.
Well, that was quite spectacular. Quite lucky, too.
Oh yes, I've never seen such an act before. That last throw was amazing.
Yeah, the blue knife there was fantastic.
And he's like looking down.
I think Rosie like looks at you a little bit, but she doesn't say anything, and she kind of just seems to like play it off a little bit and just continues cheering.
He'll just like rub the side of his nose, or like an indication to be like he'll keep.
Okay. As you guys, as the crowd starts to die down, and Master Ignaldo is going to start introducing the new act. Everyone, the PCs, you start faintly hearing like a ringing in your ears, very faint at first, and then it starts to grow louder and louder, and louder. And then you realize the ringing in your ears, it's not like you're actually hearing sounds. It's more like you're feeling the sound from within. And then you realize that the ringing sounds more like singing than ringing.
Do I?
I should specify, Daretham, that this singing is different from the singing you heard during the Blights. It's a different type of singing. It's got similar characteristics, but you can tell it's different, even though there are similarities to it.
Anyone nearby would definitely notice he's started to like look around a little bit and is looking very tense. He can't even.
Right. So you're looking around. By this point, the volunteers are starting to get back to their seats. So you're starting to move your way off the ring, and you would think that if this was an actual sound, that all of the people around you would be reacting to it. But it doesn't seem like anybody is hearing/feeling this singing right now.
Could I, because the harrowing for the circle, could I see if it's somewhat connected to the fade?
Go ahead.
Oh man.
Roll Arcana. I think Arcane, Cunning Arcana, Arcane lore.
Could I figure out how familiar it is exactly?
Sure, go ahead. Roll I would say Arcane lore.
Cunning. Okay.
As well. Cunning, Arcane lore.
13 for me.
Nah, it's only 10.
Then I'll say no. You guys won't be able to pick up anything.
I'm going to turn to the person who's probably closest in my seat. Is that Pasha or Nathan?
We'll say Pasha.
Hey, do you hear? This is going to sound weird, but singing.
Yes, I hear it. I thought it was delayed shock from that knife. Did he really blindfold himself when he threw it at me?
I'm just gonna nod to Pasha as I'm like bracing my head, like I'm hearing it too.
Like her eyes just tear in, just stare, just I know what you did.
I know what you did.
I'm like, yeah, I'm taking away the knives right now, like from the boards, and I'm just looking through, and I see Pasha just giving me the death glare, and I kind of just, and I have my finger on my template, like, sorry, and I mouth sorry.
Leon's also going to ask everyone else in the party after he gets an affirmative from Pasha. I'm guessing just Nathan and Rosie say no, and the little boy.
Yeah, Balin doesn't seem to be affected by it. He's right now. He's saying, "Dad, that was so cool.
Well,
that was so awesome."
I'm glad you liked it. Daddy has a bit of a headache right now.
And he kind of looks, knowing that it's not just him, that there's other people, he relaxes a little bit. And then he just like tries to think. He's used to this, so he actually is not too uncomfortable by it. And he says, "Can you make out anything in particular?"
Or is it just distinct, indistinct singing?
It doesn't seem to be speaking words. Like, you don't hear lyrics to the song. It's just, I guess, as far as you're concerned, it's some.
It's like
it might as well be
sound.
in a language. Yeah, it might as or just vowels. You can't really tell if it's just vowels or if it's some sort of language. But as the next act is about to start, you all immediately hear screams and a bit of a commotion going on outside of the tent. Outside of the tent, there definitely seems to be commotion, and that the audience does seem to be reacting to.
I look at the Balin brothers, and I'm with them, like, I had to pull out my hat, pull up the towel I was given, like, throw them, clean out my knives. All right, something's going on outside, I think. I'll have to go.
It's the carnival demon! Mayantai says. Quick!
Quiet.
Tyrion, prune juice! Here! They open up the bottle of prune juice and they frantically start like creating this ring around Tyrion with the prune juice.
Hey, I'll be fine. I'm gonna go check this out, alright? So you can stay here for now. And I'm gonna run towards the rest of the group also. Towards
sure.
Specifically, but I say, and I point at the temple. Do you hear something? That...
I just nod, and I'm already standing up and starting to move out.
Yeah, we're
okay.
gonna turn to Balin and be like, Balin, my hammer.
Sure, Daddy. And he'll, I guess, I mean, he can't carry your hammer.
I feel like he
don't
could
think.
just pick it up slowly.
He'll just flick it up slowly, and he'll hand you your hammer.
And then I'm gonna just toss it over and be like, so, yeah. And then just start walking towards it.
Okay.
Got my medical bag with me.
All right. You guys will go, and you will see this scene. Let me pull up Roll20. Oh. So,
What?
what you will see is that there currently the grounds of the carnival are being attacked by what appears to be 5 dragonlings, young wormling-like dragons. I would like for all of you to roll cunning. What would be a dragon knowledge lore? That would be like
Historical lore?
cunning historical lore, I guess, or natural lore works too.
Also.
Natural lore would fit. Either of those would work. This one up at the very top. This is a dragonling Ferelden Frostback. He is a fire-breathing dragon. Then you have this creature down here, which is the yellow one, is the Northern Hunter, which does electrical breath weapons. Then you have the Abyssal Dragon, the black one here, who is also a fire-breathing dragon. You have the Gamordan Storm Rider, which is the one up here. Gamordan Storm Driver is also an Elec weapon, or electric-breathing dragon. And finally, the Dragonling of a Greater Mistral up here, who is a cold-breathing dragon. And they seem to be terrorizing the people here. Roll initiative. Starting with the Greater Mistral. The Greater Mistral is going to... it doesn't notice you guys, so it's just going to continue breathing ice, the breath of ice here. We're going to say that there's now like a patch of ice here that he just laid down with his breath weapon. Then we have the Abyssal Dragon is going to breathe fire. That will cause like a burn, some fiery, like flames of fire to erupt there. And then Nathan, he is going to spring into action. So Nathan has been wearing a cloak this whole time, and so you probably didn't really see like what he had on the sides of his hips, but he will, pull back his cloak, and he will immediately put both of his hands down, and with a bit of a flourish, he sort of flips his hands, and he basically has these 2 out of character pistol weapons in his hand.
Oh,
and,
yes!
And out of character, he's a gunslinger.
Woo!
And so Nathan will move up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and he will roll. Let's see. Hopefully I get a stunt, because that would be kind of awesome, because he's got some pretty cool stunts. Didn't roll so well. But he tries to. So basically, he takes out his 2 guns. I did get a stunt. So he takes out his 2 weapons that I don't think any of you have seen this before, and he kind of goes with the 2 weapons. But Pasha recognizes the smell of Gatlock.
Yep.
Gatlock powder as he's firing at this dragon. With his weapons. But unfortunately, the dragon is too far away and he misses. Ferelden Frostback, he's going to go over here, breathe fire, which causes fire here on these crates. And then the electrical ones. So we have the Northern Hunter. He will breathe and create this charged field of electricity on the land. Kamorden Storm Rider. Yeah, this one. Electrical field right there. Okay, we'll make that longer actually. Great. Pasha, you're up.
Okay. 6, she's gonna get into position there, and she's gonna draw her sword and shield, and she's gonna take a like, I know there's a stunt called defensive stance, but
And major action. That's what you're doing.
yeah, she's gonna kind of defend Nathan a bit.
Okay. Rousseau.
Alright, I'm gonna basically. I can only move 5 squares, so I'm just gonna double move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Up to here. And then I guess would I be able to do the full action of defensive, or would I? Or is that
Twice, so
It's a major action. Yeah.
so that's pretty much all I really can do right now.
Okay. Leon.
I'm going to move up 5 and then cast Heroic Defense on Rousseau.
Nice. And what does that do?
That gives you some bonus defenses.
How much bonus?
Well, first of all, let's see if I succeed. That looks like it'll succeed.
One sub point. So
you can increase the spell power. Yeah, you can increase the spell power by 1 if that changes anything.
it won't do much because it's support.
Or actually,
well, Rousseau, now you have +5 defense and +2 armor.
Oh, sweet.
That's really good.
wow.
Armor,
Nice.
and then that gives me 16 defense.